Manchester, the UK's second city. Famous the world over as a football capital with the red of United and the blue of City. It's made its name as a music heartland and as a party town. But another group of players has given it a very different reputation. Welcome to the unpredictable, the bizarre. Tonight, we're at home with the Noonans.
Y'all wanna know how we're moving. Y'all wanna roll with a hooligan. Y'all wanna show all the movement. All I know is I'm at home with the Noonans. Y'all wanna know how we're moving. Y'all wanna roll with a hooligan. Y'all wanna show all the movement. All I know is I'm at home with the Noonans. Y'all wanna know how we're moving. Y'all wanna roll with a hooligan. Y'all wanna show all the movement. All I know is I'm at home with the Noonans. Y'all wanna know how we're moving. Y'all wanna roll with a hooligan. Y'all wanna show all the movement. All I know is I'm at home with the Noonans.
Their haircuts and their familiarity with violence.
And you see someone like screaming with the fingers hanging off their hand and stuff like that, and you see blood dribbling down people's faces and stuff like that, and it makes you. It's like a release, because it's better than sex.
Dominic's current batch of associates includes some colourful characters. Meet Cody the doorman.
And I went round to this address. I know exactly where he lived. I went to this address and knocked on a door, and he didn't live there. And I'll be honest with you, my heart was I was gutted, because, and I know that obviously there's a lot of people watching this and stuff, but the fact is this: I would have killed the guy. I would have actually got hold of him, and I would have killed him.
Another of Dominic's crew, Cody the doorman, a man with a fearsome reputation. Cody is proud of his loyalty and his connections.
Oh no, on the run again, hunt for Manchester's most wanted criminals. Your man there looks very familiar. His face definitely rings a bell, and that man there, I've read up about him before. He's been done for GBH and stuff like that. But time's getting on anyway. I better go and see Lloyd. You flick that switch, and we both go.
After being discharged from the army, Cody the doorman, despite being anti-drugs, became a heroin dealer.
I ended up dealing heroin and crack for some local lads. Then I became a debt collector. Was involved in, like, obviously knocking people's doors and stuff like that. Was also asked to do things reference firearms and stuff like that. Then after a few years later, I ended up doing the doors in Ashton Underline, and became friends with some of the Gooch lads that were very well known. They're now all in prison. So yeah, it's I've sort of always been in and around that sort of like lifestyle and culture and things like that. Just don't know how I've ended up going down that route, to be honest, because I've always been taught right from wrong, but just don't know. I've grown up watching it and sort of ended up being attracted to that lifestyle with the money and everything else that comes with it.
A doorman's job is essentially that of a regulated bouncer. And like many jobs, it has its own particular uniform.
First of all, can't leave the house without it. My SIA security badge, which is issued by the government to weed out the criminal element from the industry. Can't leave home without it. Next is my slash-proof Kevlar gloves, flammable proof. They're also slash-proof. They've got sand in the knuckles, as you can see. There's also an illegal version of these with lead bearings in the knuckles because it's actually classed as a weapon. But these are sand, and they protect your knuckles if and when you get involved in a fight, but hopefully that's not the plan. And last but not least, my bulletproof vest, which I will not leave home without it, because obviously, having been shot at in the past, Manchester's a rough place, and I just wouldn't take the chance. Doesn't matter what door I'm working.
One of the new recruits in the scene is Cody the doorman. Like many who share Dominic's world, Cody has endured a catalogue of traumatic events in his past. Events which have made him very comfortable with extreme violence.
Yeah, I've done bad things to people and stuff like that, and it's a release for me. When you see blood running down someone's face, or like fingers hanging off their hand and stuff, I see all the people that have hurt me in my life, and I don't see the person that I've hurt. Obviously, they've done. I'm not a bully. I wouldn't hurt someone for no reason. But I've hurt people. But when I've done these things, I've pictured people from my past. I'm just an average Joe. Like, I'm just a normal doorman. But I am capable of bad things. The thing is with me, and this is going to sound heartless and cold, but it's the truth. I've done things that normal people would have a conscience about. I have no conscience. I have no remorse. The people that I've hurt have done something for me to hurt them, and to be honest, I'm just lucky that I've not gone that far, that I've possibly not killed someone. Because when I've always been involved in incidents, there's always someone that, with a level head, has managed to, when that fire's gone and I've snapped and that animal's been released, I can't stop myself. I don't know what I'm doing. I have the typical, as you'd say, red mist.
Cody's capacity for remorseless aggression sets himself apart from normal society, but he fits right in this world.
On the run, hunt for Manchester's most wanted criminals. Your man there looks very familiar. His face definitely rings a bell, and that man there, I've read up about him before, he's been done for GBH and stuff like that.
Cody's displays of violence have not gone unnoticed by the Greater Manchester Police, but he is yet to receive a serious conviction.
I was found not guilty, and in that sense, I have, or I've not, I've possibly been quite lucky.
An entirely different partnership can be found in a gym not far away in East Manchester. Cage fighter Lloyd is in training for an upcoming bout, and his close friend Cody has agreed to be his sparring partner, taking a break from organising Dominic's prison protest, who can clearly handle himself in and outside of the ring.
I'm trying to say, put this in a way that's not too incriminating, but I've been in his presence before where fingers have gone missing, people have been slashed, police have turned up, there's been a lot of blood. I mean, me personally, I just like to use my fist. I'm not that way inclined to do stuff like that, but it must be his army background which sent him over the edge or something, but he's done some crazy shit, and I've been unfortunate enough to witness it and spew up after I've seen it. It's been that fucking bad. But yeah, not really someone you want to upset.
My real dad was sort of pushed down the pecking order. I've always been a bit of a rebel. I've always been a bit of a jack the lad, and it's got me in trouble because my mum and my stepdad tried to bring me up to be it was quite strict. As I've got older, I've sort of used that fire that's been there from my childhood, which has actually got me in trouble with the authorities, with the assaults, with the other things that I've been arrested for and stuff like that. So it's definitely moulded me into the person I am today. Between us, we're capable of some pretty dangerous things, to be honest. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't care. At the end of the day, if somebody crosses you, you do what you've got to do to get back at them, whether that be... I mean, Lloyd's more, he'll fight with his fists and he'll deal with things that way, but at the same time, if it went further, he'd go further, and I go further before I even needed to.